Good evening, good evening. It is Friday, y'all. Thank God for Friday. Almost the end of a week. How are y'all doing? Who's still clean? I know I am. And I pray to God that you are still clean. Let us open up. God, thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for opening my eyes. Thank you for allowing me to close our eyes. Thank you for opening many that gets on here eyes. Thank you for letting us know that we are never alone. Thank you for the treatment facilities. Thank you for the outpatient, inpatient. Thank you for the therapists. I give a shout out to the therapists. I love y'all so much because of the work that you do. It speaks for itself. Thank you for coming into our lives to help change another individual lives and to give us hope and strength. Thank you for that. Thank you for allowing us to learn. Thank you, 12 Steps of Narcotics Anonymous program. I thank you so much for the 12-step program. Someone asked a question. My God, let me get into it. Somebody asked me a question. Did I just stop using? Or did I stop using, or did I have to go to the 12 step? And I want to answer that before I get on. I didn't have to go to the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous. Shout out to you, 12 steps, because you made a difference in my life. You made a difference in a lot of people's lives. People that's on here today, they play a part every day in the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous program. And I thank God that, He have allowed us to be overcomers, and I want to talk about that tonight. That's what He gave me, and that's what I'm going on. To be an overcomer, let me tell you what an overcomer is. An overcomer is to overcome all obstacles in your life, all the things that we done went through, all the behaviors we picked up, all the attitude we got used to, but honey, I'm on fire tonight because I am ready. He had revealed so much to me through this whole week, and that I never want Him not to be in our lives. Always keep the God of your understanding in your lives, because you will not make it without Him. And don't let nobody tell you you will. It's only through the grace of God that we are still here. It's only through the grace of God that we learn a new way to live without the drugs and the alcohol and the pills and everything that comes along with addiction. We are overcomers. And we're going to speak about that tonight. Why we are overcomers. What must we do to become an overcomer? I know I had a lot of people to hate me. I know I did. When I was up under the influence of drugs and alcohol. And I'm sure you did too. But we're going to speak about it tonight. I'm just so fired up because when we go back, don't y'all know when y'all look back over your life and you still clean, that you are an overcomer? We don't need nobody to tell us we are overcomer. We know within ourselves we are an overcomer. We know that. And we're going to talk about that tonight. To a shout out to the parents or to a loved one that have lost a child, a mother, a father, a sister, and brother. You keep on going. You just keep on and keep that child or that loved one or your mother and father alive. Because that helps us get more strength. That helps us regain strength. That helps us to help somebody else that's struggling with this disease called addiction. Hey, I see my auntie Wanda Bayless is on here. Thank you, auntie. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that takes our time to let me come into their living room, their house, their room, their bathroom, wherever it may be. Because addiction is real, and I hate this disease. You know, I hate this disease. And tonight we're going to talk about we are overcomers. No matter how somebody we love hurt our feelings. And we know they hurt our feelings. No matter how somebody mistreated me or treated us when we was in the influence of an addiction, up under the disease of an addiction. You know, sometimes in looking back in lives, even when we get our life together and we still, you know, doing good and helping someone, helping our loved ones, why do we still have to feel so bad? Why do we still have to feel so bad in the inside? But we don't want nobody to know we feeling bad because we have went through our lives knowing how it feels to feel bad. You know, I'm going to talk tonight. Not saying I don't talk all the other nights, but tonight I'm fired up. Fired up, like Barack Obama say, and ready to go. You know, we are overcomers. And I was just thinking, you know, earlier today, how so many people's had to endure of disliking us or endure hating us because of the things we did when we was up under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Can you imagine the harm? Can you imagine the things that we took other people through due to our addiction? Not even their addiction, due to our addiction. Can you imagine? You know, and I know, you know, when you really work in a program, now y'all listen to me. I ain't talking about falsifying a program. I ain't talking about acting like you really work in a program. I'm talking about when you really, really work a program. When you really have changed the outlook of being an overcomer. And then, when you just look back of what you know he took us out of. Oh, I'm talking tonight. I'm talking tonight. Because I know some of y'all on here, I know y'all know what he took you out of and what he brought you through. And I know what you had to fight through to get through. I know that when we become clean, we started allowing ourselves to feel. We started allowing ourselves to heal. We started allowing ourselves to look at our accountabilities for things that we know that we played a part of. You know, see, that's why I say we overcomers. Because even now when we clean, even now we be faced with certain situations and we got to sit back and look and still get our feelings hurt and still go through feeling rejected and still go like the more I do for you, the worse it gets. You know, it's like I'm tired of proving my love. I'm tired. See, that's what happened. That's why I said we are overcomers. Because a lot of us, you know, a lot of us is clean. Come on, Renee. A lot of us is clean. And we still go through. We still watch people do us wrong or act like we ain't a part of or act like they ain't family or act like they don't care or act like, you know, they hate to see us coming. We are overcomers though. And that's why I wanted to speak about we are overcomers. Hey, Pastor Ray, how you doing? Good to see you, baby. We are overcomers. And I want to tell you why we overcome. Because sometimes when we go through the hurdle, we go from one thing to the other. One thing to the other. But we don't pick up. We don't go to using. We don't go to making excuses. I'm talking about the ones that's really, really working a program. That's who I'm talking to. Because see, I work a program. And I let the program work me. And I know you all work a program because I see the manifest of how you come out and you're an overcomer. You know, our always tell people, when I was using, even when I knew I was in my active using, when I was using, I knew if I hated my addiction, I knew if I hated myself in the addiction, what other peoples must have disliked me, what other peoples didn't want to be around me, and what other peoples didn't want to be around us, because we had burnt some bridges and burnt some hurdles, and they was tired to see us coming, because what lie we was gonna tell, what action we gonna play to tell another lie or hurt another person's feelings. We overcomers. And I'm going to tell you why we are overcomers. Hey, Linnell, hope I'm saying it right. Good to see you. Why we are overcomers? Because, see, for one thing we didn't pick up today. That's an overcomer. And I wanted to talk about that tonight because that's what we've been. That's what we've been. Since we came in treatment, since we stopped using, since we stopped drinking, since we stopped falsifying and pretending, since we stopped, neglecting ourselves, since we stopped, lying to ourselves over and over and over again. Come on, Renee. I know what I was. I knew I had the name of an addict because that's just what I had. That disease of an addiction whooped my butt, and I know it had to whoop yours. And some people still ain't got enough yet. Some people still thinking that they can fix, manage, and control this disease. But this disease, if you don't watch yourself, this disease is going to always turn on you. It's going to always turn on you. So I have learned, and I wanted to talk about, how so many people didn't like that I was using or you was using. Hey, Cynthia, how you doing, baby? A lot of people didn't like how we was using. We are overcomers, and I want to talk about that tonight. And some of y'all don't want to claim it, I'm going to claim it, but I'm going to talk about we are overcomers, because whatever we were then and whatever we went through then, and we're not going through it now, and still some of the situations come in to hurt us and to deny us, and we still ain't using. We still overcomers. What is an overcomer? When you didn't think that you could, but you did. Do you hear me? When you didn't think that you could, but you did. When you gave up something that was your best friend, that helped you, that lied to you, that manipulated you, and you found a way to get out of that, you're an overcomer. When somebody said that you couldn't do nothing or you wouldn't be nothing, or you just do things because you think you can do, but you don't have to prove nothing to nobody but yourself, you're an overcomer. And I wanted to talk about that tonight because, sometimes in my addiction, a lot of them thought I was just going to stay a crackhead. They thought we was just going to stay an alcoholic. We was going to be that dope fiend. We was going to be that liar. We was going to be that manipulator. We was going to live like dogs in a cage like we were. Sleeping in garages, sleeping on the street, sleeping in your car, sleeping in abandoned buildings. Come on, Renee. And we knew that something had to give. We knew that the God of my understanding had to be. We had to find him. We had to. Because the way we was doing things, we wasn't going to make it. So right then I knew that I had to become an overcomer to all obstacles in our lives. The hurt, the pain, the guilt, the shame, the dishonesty. It goes on and goes on. Hey, Carmen. How you doing, baby? So that's why I wanted to talk about, I always meditate on Thursdays. I always give myself time to meditate. And I always speak to God because I know God is a man that's going to never let me down. He always going to give me something. He always going to tell me what to do. He always going to guide me. And he said, now you are overcoming. Many of y'all addicts don't even know how to overcome you have became. Hey, Ralph Jean, good to see you, honey. You are an overcomer. You know, when we look back in our lives and how we did drugs and how we settled for less and how we treated ourselves and how we denied people to see the real us, and we played like we was crazy. Man, do you know how much energy that took? For us to get high, for us to use, for us to manipulate, for us to not be honest, for us to steal. Come on now. Addiction is real. And it cost us a lot. Physical, mental, emotionally. Bankrupt our bodies. To where after we got clean, we started feeling the rejection of taking care of ourselves and the pain that came along with it. But we still became an overcomer through all that without using drugs again. Hey, Robin, without using drugs. Hey, baby, how you doing? Without using drugs, we are overcomers every day. With the struggles and the hurts and the denial and the shame that people try to put on us and the guilt trip that people try to put on us. You know, look, let me tell you something. Come on, Renee. Come on, Renee. I'm on fire. Like Obama saying, I'm ready to go because I know how good God has been to us. And if you all can take y'all time and just look back over y'all lives and see how in the world did you overcome the things that you overcame. Only through the grace of God. He the only one. The 12-step program and the God ain't nowhere in the world we could lose with that. That's a lot. Do you understand what you got when you got the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous and you got God first, and then all of a sudden God introduced you to a program that can change your life, a program that don't deny you your feelings, a program that's helping you, a program that's guiding you, a program that's helping you find out about yourself, a program that's letting you feel for once in your life, whether it's good, ugly, or bad, a program that's going to check you, a program that's going to tell you out of order, a program that's going to tell you you don't have to buy friendship no more. You don't have to pay for love no more. It all comes genuine when we stop using. When we stop using. Hey, Rachel, good to see you, baby. When we stop using, we start gaining. We start learning. We start fulfilling what we need for ourselves. Everybody don't make it in this program. Come on, Renee. Everybody, I done had so many people that die in the program. Going back to use. Couldn't stand it. So, you know, when I think about why I picked We Are Overcomers, as I go through this message, I'm going to tell you why we are overcomers. I want to tell y'all that. I want to tell you never give up on yourself, because self is all you got. And if you give up on yourself because you clean and seem like you still struggling, you struggling to keep on gaining. You struggle to keep being an overcomer. You struggling in some things because God is not through with us yet. He ain't done. And I'm learning that out. I'm learning it. I'm figuring it all out. It was a purpose for us to go through what we went through, to get through what we needed to get through in order to become an overcomer. 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 What's overcomer? How I battle to go to sleep at night. How How I didn't want to go to sleep at night. How I used to just take a handful of pills and just swallow it and hope I would die. How I let my self-worth become my own enemy. How I destroy some things that I worked so hard to get. But we didn't see it then. Stay clean and you'll see it. See, one thing that I did, come on, Renee, one thing that I did when I first got clean, I tried to make up what I messed up. I tried to keep people pleasing because I'm clean now. I want you to see me. I'm clean, y'all, now. Forgive me for what I've done. Don't hate the addict. Hate the disease. Don't hate the addict. Hate the disease that's in us. Because if I never stole from you, and all of a sudden I'm an addict, fighting this disease, and now I'm stealing from you, you know it's got to be the disease of an addiction. It's got to be. Ain't in my right mind. Ain't coming home to my kids. Wasn't there for my kids. We are overcomers, y'all. We are overcomers right now. Because where we could be in the streets, where we could be doing wrong, where we could be manipulating, where we could be picking up our own ways, where we could be with that rotten thinking, that self-centeredness that we always were so used to having, that we thought that was helping us, but it was only hindering us. Come on, Renee. We overcomers. Where I used to didn't pay no bills. Where I used to didn't care if I had no money. When we used to care, we didn't have a key to put in the door to unlock the door so we can get in. See, all this is over. We became overcomers, and we still overcoming. All obstacles in life haven't been clean. We clean now, and all of a sudden through the wreckage of our past, and we were using all them years, and all of a sudden we still clean, but all of a sudden, this knee is bad. I gotta have surgery on this arm. I gotta have surgery on this kidney, due to my addiction. When I was using, I didn't know by me using was going to cause me to lose a kidney. I didn't know that through my using, would cause us to have health problems. See, when we in that disease of an addiction, that's why I said don't hate the addict, hate the disease. Don't hate the addict. Because if you know that person and you knew that person, what that person used to be, and that person ain't like that no more, something went wrong. The disease of an addiction showed up. The disease of an addiction allowed us to think that we were still okay. So not only did it hurt you, but it hurt us. But we don't want to show you the shame. We don't want to show you the guilt. So we just hide and we just do the things that we did. But guess what? We slowly was becoming overcomers. Because I know I wouldn't wish this disease on nobody. I wouldn't wish this disease on nobody. Because when we come to a fact of knowing that we are powerless and that the drugs and this disease is going to kill us or destroy us or forget about us, we got a problem. We come too far. No matter what hurdles we go through now, I was telling y'all before, my daughter been clean 30 days, and I'm real proud of her. And I have to speak on this because my daughter been smoking weed ever since she like 13 or 14 years old. And for her to stop smoking one day, and she said something today to me. She said, Mama, I remember you speaking. I went to all your speaking engagement, and I remember you saying, and I didn't understand it then, I remember you saying if nothing changed, what's going to change? And that's what I'm telling you. It's people just getting on here now, they're still struggling. They want to stop using. But see, that want to stop is going to manifest and you keep using. Because you want to stop, but you ain't doing nothing to stop it. You ain't going to no meetings. You ain't picking up the lifeline or phone to call and see where you can get some help. You ain't trying to do nothing. All you doing is complaining and premeditated thinking and still using. And you want somebody to captain save you, but didn't nobody captain save us? We had to get it for ourselves. We had to go through the hurdles. We had to go through the pain. We had to go through the misery. We had to go through the rejection. We had to go through losing our joy, losing our peace. We had to go through crying at night. We had to go through struggling at night, in the morning, in the evening. But somewhere down the line, the God of our understanding reached down and gave us a thing called a 12-step program. What you say now? 12-step program. I'm an overcomer. Don't hate the addict. Hate the disease. Because it's a disease that make us do the things that we do. It's a disease that that makes us crave for more drugs or more alcohol or more pain pills or more heroin or more fentanyl or more Adderall. I can name all kind of drugs. A disease of an addiction is a disease. And the only way we cure, don't get it twisted, only way that we can cure for that day is don't pick up. No matter what happens in our life, and man, some things happens in our lives, even when we get clean. I am so proud of all y'all. There's some peoples on here that everybody that came on here now and the ones that's going to come on later, the ones going to come on late at night. I am proud of all y'all. Because see, don't nobody know what we have to go through in order for us to keep being an overcomer. We own that title. But it's what you going to do with it to keep it. Being an overcomer means you overcome all obstacles in your life. And you still overcoming it. Man, if the walls can talk. Sometimes my feelings get hurt. Sometimes your feelings get hurt. Sometimes people, and they know we in recovery. They know we still have to survive day by day, not to pick up, not to use, and to keep being an overcomer. But everybody don't have that thing called a disease of an addiction. Some of them do got it. Some of them got many addictions, but they ain't trying to find out what can they do about their addiction. And I have to always keep the focus on me because I know I had an addiction and I know I had many addictions and many kept bringing many more addictions. So I knew I had to do something because it's hard trying to fight one addiction more or less than maybe 1,000 different addictions that I picked up in my using. I became everybody but myself. Everybody but myself. I had to learn how not to hide in this disease of an addiction because I was used to hiding. I was used to, saying everything is okay. I was used to not trying to be honest with myself. You know, I had stopped using, but something was still missing. Something was still wrong. I was still trying to prove to people, still trying to prove to my kids. Yeah, look at my eyes when I go out the door. Look at my eyes when I come back in the door. You know, still trying to people please in my addiction. And that was causing me some uncomfortable feelings and uncomfortable pain, because you should trust me now. You should trust me now after everything that I've done to you, after everything that I said to you, after everything that I took from you. You should trust me now. Overcomers. Fighting against all odds. One day at a time. Instead of me getting high because my mother died or my son died, I had to learn to become the biggest overcomer in that. It scared me. It scared me because I had an unfamiliar pain. I had an unfamiliar pain that I didn't even know where to put it at. For the first time in my life, was I going to remain to be an overcomer? Or were you going to remain to be an overcomer? Or was you going to say, forget it, I can't do this. I can't do this. The only way I can get through this hurdle is to use. Only way I know that I can win this is not to use. I don't care how long you've been clean. We still hurt. We still feel. We still holding on to something. We still fighting our way through. Y'all should know when I tell you what an overcomer does. An overcomer means we went through all odds in our lives. We faced some things. And everybody got a different story. Right, Gene? Right, Rachel? Right, Robert? We all got a different story. But it all was due to the disease of our addiction. Right, Con? All due to our addiction. So when people tell me that I'm not an overcomer, that I didn't win, yeah, I did. I ain't used. You ain't used. And we done went through hell and back. We done went through some things that, some people just couldn't have took it. Some people just would have went on and used and said, the F word. I'm gone. I can't do this. How I'm going to deal with this? And I can't pick up. And I can't take a drink. And I can't use. I need to feel better than what I'm feeling. So why can't I use? No matter what. Now I understood what they said, no matter what. Because see, when we come into recovery, that don't mean that we accept from pain. We accept from our feelings. We accept from rejection. We accept from hurt and pain. That don't mean that. That means get ready, because some more things is going to come in our life to distract us. Because Satan, that evil spirit wants us to get back on drugs so it can control us all over again. It's not happy from the way we done turned our lives around. It ain't that evil person ain't happy because we pay our bills. That evil person ain't happy that we pay our rent. That evil person is not happy that we not neglecting ourselves no more. That we're going to the doctor. We seeing about ourselves. It's not happy that we can give God understanding that He is the key to everything. He is. My everything. I can't lean on nobody but him. He the only reason why I'm here today. Him and that 12-step program, at first was whooping my butt because I had to get honest. I had to get butt naked truthful. I had to tell on myself. I had to shame myself. I had to, feel hurt because some of the stuff I had to put on the table that I had went through. I had to call my sponsor and tell her. I called my sponsor one time and told her, I can't take no drink. Why? I want to feel better. She said, what you call me for? Evidently, you don't want to feel better. Evidently, you don't want to drink. Evidently, Renee, you don't want to get high because you picked up the phone and made a phone call. That's called a safety net. And I bust out and started crying. How am I deal? How? Come on, Renee. How am I deal with all this pain I'm going through and all these feelings, that I ain't had to feel before? Well, how am I going to deal with losing a mother and a son? How am I going to deal with, having cancer? How am I going to deal with catching meningitis? And I had to learn how to do things all over again. How am I going to learn when a husband came in my life to leave my life? How am I going to deal with this? How am I going to deal with this? And you tell me I can't use, I can't drink, I can't smoke no weed, I can't pop no pills. This is boring. This is boring. I don't like it. I told my sponsor, I can't do this. She said, what the hell you call me for? What you mean? She said, what you call me for? If you can't do this, then you should have done picked up before you called me. So evidently you in a place in your life where you want to, but you just need to reveal some things that you holding on to, and you need to let and vent your butt on. I'm on the phone. Vent. I don't like it. I don't like it. I can't use no more. I just don't like it. I don't like it that I can't get high. It made me feel good. It took me to places where I didn't have to remember this. It took me to places that, that I didn't have to worry no more. I could just get high and act like it was no troubles in the world. And I can just be myself and I continue to get high. And she said, girl, wake up, Renee. Joey, I love my sponsor. Wake up, Renee. You knew this was coming. Anytime you get clean, anytime you have multiple addictions, anytime you facing a disease of an addiction, which I hate this disease, anytime that you facing a disease of an addiction, you're going to go through some things. You're going to want to pick up and don't. You're going to want to pick up and don't. You're going to want to pick up and don't. Okay, you're going to analyze it. You're going to want to pick up, but let me analyze it. You're going to want to pick up, and let me see why not. I can't pick up. Why can't I pick up? So you playing this Russian roulette with your disease. Hey, if this don't apply to you, don't wear it. This apply to me. I'm telling you what I went through. I'm telling you the things I go through now. I'm telling you, I know I ain't gonna use, but it's a fighting battle. You go back and forth. But still, I be still yesterday and today we are overcomers. Why? We didn't pick up. We didn't pick up. And no matter how much a person is lonely, no matter how much a person is struggling within themselves, no matter how much a person wants somebody in their life, until God get ready for you to have that person in your life, see, I ain't picking no more. Cause I always pick the crazy, the unwanted, I always pick the people that was needy. I always felt like I had to get somebody that needed my help to fix their lives when my life wasn't fixed at all. Come on, Renee. I always needed that person that needed something. Like I didn't need nothing. Until I realized, like my sponsor said, Renee, you still caretaking. You can't come in recovery caretaking. You're an overcomer. Them are the battles that you had. Them are the battles that you had to go through to fix. I had to tell her, what you say? She said, you heard me. All the battles that you went through to get here, and then you're going to get clean and still face them battles and think you can do that in recovery and still think that you're going to come out a winner when you still fighting the same battles clean. Come on, Renee, something wrong. And you know, I like when people think they got me. You know, I like when people think I'm running after them, or they think I'm like that, because, you know, it was a time in my life where I couldn't handle rejection. That's why I got high. It was a time when you hurt me, you know, I couldn't handle that. So I ran to something that would comfort me. And that was drugs and alcohol. Hey, Corey, there was times when I thought I was going to lose my mind because I couldn't control or manage and fix some stuff. Because I was always a fixer. I was always a giver. We become givers of many gifts. We become lovers of many pain. We become things that we fought battles to overcome. And you can't bring that into recovery. I'm recovered. I worked on some things. We worked on some things. Right, Robin? We worked on some things to get ourselves free. You know, we neglected our kids. Okay, I talk about me. I wasn't the worst parent. I always kept a good house. I always kept a key to a house. Always, you know, I was very clean. Until I became an addict. When I became an addict, hey, I always talk about people being nasty, stuff on the floor, wouldn't wash the dishes, toilet ain't been clean, tub ain't be clean. I became everything to myself that I talked about and everybody else due to an addiction. Addiction don't care if you wash your butt. Addiction don't care if you pay your bill. The addiction don't care if you don't pay your light bill. The addiction just don't care. It's not for it to care. It's to steal, hurt, and separate. I ain't never going back. And when I say never, they said never say never. Look, you can't tell me what to say because it's been working for me almost over 3 decades. I'ma always say never going back. I ain't playing with recovery, and recovery don't play with me. Long as you in recovery and you doing and you on your stuff and you being honest and you working a program and you doing what you do. See, can't nobody tell you what program you working. They can't do that. They can say it. They can even put it out there. Oh, she just playing. She ain't doing this. You don't know what I'm doing. I know I ain't picked up. I know I can't pick up. I know no matter what goes on in my life, how I'm feeling, how I struggle with some things that, you know, we come in, we get clean, and people think it's just the disease of an addiction that we fighting, but we fighting against all odds. That's why I know we overcomers. We fighting against all odds to try to be with our friends, and they take a drink, so we want to fit in again, so we take a drink. Or we take our money and we go get drugs instead of paying a bill, or instead of putting some food in the house, or put some gas in the car, or pay our car note. So we just followers. We become many followers of many different people. And if it don't apply to you, don't wear it. But I'm talking about me. I tried to fit in anywhere I could because I didn't know how to deal with all the pain and all the garbage and all the self-centeredness that I was feeling and all the things that I went through. I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know a 12-step program could be so good that it would take a step and make me look at myself 1, 2, all the way to 12, and every step gonna bring out a new energy in you. Every step gonna bring out a new awareness in you. Every step gonna tell you slipping. You slipping, Renee. You slipping. Come on. You backstabbing your own recovery. You can't play with recovery. And you think I'm lying? People who play with recovery ain't here. People who play with recovery is going back out. People who play with recovery is relapsing. People who play with recovery can't play no more. Because they're not here. This program is an honest program. And if you don't work a program in order to fix your life, this thing about how Ayanna fix my life. Ayanna can't fix my life. She can tell me what to do to help situations in my life. She can't fix my life. Only God can fix my life. Only God gonna write and not get tired of me and not charge me and not say I owe this and not tell me, you worthless, you useless. Yeah, he the only person that don't have cruel intention of getting something out of me in order for me to get what I need to get in me. Ayanna can't fix my life. Only God. Only the 12-step program. And I told a young girl yesterday, she came by here, you'll be surprised. The people who come by here and that need to talk, or the people who text me, and she asked her, she come by, and we dealt with step 1. And she said, Renee, she said, how can I fix my life? I said, you got it right here. You got to get a connection with God. God is all in these steps. He's the reason why I'm an overcomer. He didn't let me fall. He didn't charge me. He didn't talk about me. He didn't reject me. He took the whole package. He take our whole package of what you have brought to him. I'm only telling you what I know because, I'm so proud of my daughter. I watch my daughter smoke weed, and I say that because y'all don't know my daughter. I think Corey do. Y'all don't know my daughter. She smoke weed when she get up in the morning. She smoke weed when she go. That was me. That was me, y'all. I had to have sex. Couldn't have sex unless I smoked some weed. Now, that's crazy. The disease of an addiction. Oh, if you wanted to be better and feel so good, take some crack. Oh, if you wanted to even get better, take some alcohol, crack, and some pills. Oh, if you wanted to even get better than that, take some fentanyl or take some crack or take some cough syrup, mixed with some alcohol, mixed with some pills, and then you'll feel real good. Come on, relax. My story. I'm an overcomer. And I want you to know you are too. If you got on this site and you struggling, you know somebody else is struggling, and you need to quit. I just lost a good friend of mine. And we used to go together. But he couldn't stop using. And it hurt me. Because I had a special place in my heart that he set. But he couldn't stop using. And when he called me, he said, Renee, I'm sick. Anonymity is a must. He said, I'm sick. I don't think I'm going to make it out. I said, get your life together while you got breath in you and while you can. Can't keep playing Russian roulette. You can't keep sneaking thinking you're getting away with something. You can't keep isolating when you want to. See, that's a sign. That's a double sign. I don't isolate. What I do, I take me time out. I got to get to myself sometimes. I got to give me some time to breathe and to analyze some things. Because I ain't never going back, no matter what happens. I done lost so many loved ones, and if that don't tell you something, because the first thing that happens, come on, Renee, the first thing that happened is when somebody died, they say they can't take it, and they couldn't handle it, so I went and used. all them excuses, you lost being an overcomer. An overcomer means through all obstacles in your life. The bad, the ugly, and the good. You know, when I think about how we never thought that we could see ourselves clean. We never thought that we would be alive to walk in a meeting. We never thought that just some words out of our mouth can help another addict. We never thought that we could change the behaviors and the attitudes and the things that we used to do and say and live. And yet we changed it all due to because we wanted to be an overcomer. And see, overcomer mean you don't stop. The overcomer mean no matter what if you tell me that I can't pick up that weight, of 400, bench a weight of 400 pounds. Somebody told me that one time. That's why I mentioned that. Somebody told me in recovery, girl, you can't bench a 400 pound weight. Ain't nowhere in the way you can bench a 400 pound weight. That person didn't know that I went to the fitness center. And I worked on that 400 pound. Oh. So one day I told her, I said, come on up to the fitness center. She said, girl, there you go again, trying to brag. There you go again, Renee. I said, okay, all right, I'm finna do this 400 pound bench weight. She don't know how long. She don't know how many days I went up there through the week. She don't know how many lifts I had to keep lifting. She don't know, but because she told me I couldn't, because she said you would never do a 400 pound bench weight, because she had that doubt in me, and because she just knew she was right, I'm an overcomer. I can't let you go with that. I give myself more credit. I'm more than my thought and more than my thinking. And I had to get to a place in my life to tell y'all that. I had to humble myself. I had to get honest with myself. I had to let go of some peoples in my life that was bad for me. I had to stop falsifying who I really was and tell you who I am today. I'm not that crackhead. I'm not that alcohol. I'm not that follower. I'm not that pretender no more. I don't have to wear no masks no more. I don't have to cover up no more. It is what it is, whether you like it or not. And it ain't for you to like it or not. It's for me to feel it and live it and be it and do it. She said, you ain't gonna do that. I was, okay. But I went in that bathroom. I'm like, God, now, I've been practicing for about 4 months. And I know I don't want to feel guilty, God. I don't want her to think I'm lying. But God, I've been coming up here faithfully to the fitness center I was gonna prove her wrong no matter what it took. Sore arms. Get up in the morning, can't hardly move, my body, my legs hurting. But I had to be an overcomer. I had to let her know because you said I couldn't, and I'm telling you I can. It reminded me when somebody said, you will never get clean. You're a crackhead. You're going to always be a crackhead. And because you told me that, and because you said them words that left that last impression on me. Come on, Renee. I'm going to show you. First of all, I'm going to show me. You ain't even important. It was just the words and the things that you said to me. So when I go in the bathroom, I say, oh God, come on, God. And God, you know what God said to me? It's in you. You're an overcomer. You got to prove a point. You the one worked out for this. You the one kept coming, getting a flat outside, in the rain. It remind me when I was on drugs, how far I would go to get a hit or how far I would go to get some alcohol. But honey, can't nobody tell me you getting clean, how far you won't go to find out what overcome are you going to be today? What are you going to overcome today? And I got out there and I put my little gloves on like I was a man, and I wanted to show her something. See, I wanted to show her, that overcoming, no matter how the eyes look. Did you hear me? No matter how the eyes look, hey Sherry, no matter how the eyes look, I'm an overcomer. Hey. Everything you said about us, everything you did to us, everything that you said we couldn't be, and we come into recovery, and we walk into recovery, knowing that we clean, we struggling with something, but yet we still walk into a meeting, we still go to a convention, no matter what we carry or what weight we got to hold, but we overcomers. We overcomers. So I get out there, and I put on my little gloves. She's all girl. She had her little friends laughing and everything, but she just don't know. She just don't know what poor Renee had went through to still, cause she told me I couldn't. Don't tell me what I can't do. The sky is unlimited. When I came into recovery, I knew then, can't nobody tell me what I can't do, what I can't accomplish, or what I can't be. They can't tell me that no more, because I'm not the same person I was back then. I done worked on myself. I done cleaned myself up. I done stopped using. I done started taking care of myself. I done started going to the hospital. I done started going to the doctor's office. I done started doing some things I ain't never did, so you can't tell me. You can't tell me we ain't no overcomers, right, Robin? You can't tell me, Rachel, we ain't no overcomers. Cheryl, you can't tell me we ain't no overcomers. Hey. So I get out there, and she got her little friends with her that came in. About 4 or 5 of them came in, and she gonna tell me, oh, girl, come on so we can get this over with. I'll buy you a dinner. I said, oh, you gonna buy me a dinner? Oh, keep on going, girl. Keep on going. She said, I even go and buy you a chap burger. I said, no, I want a checker burger. We was having fun, having plans, And she said, girl, come on, Renee, come on. I said, you want to go first? She said, no, I'm going to let you go first since you think that you can bank a bench of 400 pounds. It's funny how people can think something and don't know what you had to go through to prove it to you. It wasn't even about her. It was about you said I couldn't. And I say I can. Whenever you tell me I can't, come on, Barack, I say I can. And so I went on in there and he got the bench and it was 400 pound weight. One of the guys I know in there, he put the 400 pounds on there. He said, Miss Lady, you going to be able to do that? Even he didn't know what I went through. He ain't know how much come on, Renee. He didn't even know how many times I went through the weekend on the weekend to prove a point to me because you told me I couldn't. So I got up there and it got to be real heavy. I said, God, I know you're here. Don't leave me now. And I got on up. Boy, that stuff started getting heavy. And I got it on up. Stood there on my knees. The guy taught me how to stand. I took suggestions because I wanted to prove to her that I could and to myself because you told me I can't. And I'm sick of people telling me I can't. And the thing I can't is what make me know I can. So I started picking it up. Oh, it was a showdown up there, y'all. This was about 6 months ago. 6 months ago now. You wouldn't even think I did nothing like that. But because you told me I couldn't, I told myself I could. And I finally got it up. And my thing is, I thought about what the guy said. When you get it up, bend down a little bit. Because you getting ready to lift 400 pounds. And man, I got it. I kept thinking, you said I couldn't. I said I can. You said I couldn't. But I said I can. And before you know it, I had it. Man, you would have thought I won $1 million. But guess who couldn't? She didn't. All that talking she did. All that bragging she did. Before she can get it up past her knee, she dropped it. I didn't make fun of her though. I didn't laugh in her face. Because I know humility had set in. I didn't do that. What I did, I said, see, never tell another person what they can't do when you sure if you don't know you can. That was all I said to her. I said, now give me my money for me to get me a Champ burger, and you were supposed to give me a dinner you owe. Man, y'all would have thought I won $1 million. I said from that day on, every person that tell me I can't, and I know that I can, that's what's going to stick in my head. Somebody told me that I wouldn't stay clean. Somebody told me I was going to get evicted. Somebody told me that I was going to be in trouble because I couldn't stop using. Overcomers don't hate the addict. Hate the disease. It's the disease in us. Don't hate a person because the person is trying to get themselves together and they are addict. You know, it's a disease. Cunning and baffling and powerful. It's a disease. Don't hate the person. Hate the behavior. I bet you my kids hated the behavior. I know my kids hated to see their mother. You know, they never saw me do crack, but they knew when I went in that room or I got in my car, something wasn't right. Because where I used to keep money, I had none. When I used to have bread and tissue paper overflowing, I had none. Kids ain't crazy. Where I used to pay for trips for them to go on in school, I had no money. Kids ain't crazy. When I wouldn't open the door in the morning to say goodbye, they knew I had a man in the room. They ain't crazy. But when I look back, when y'all look back, come on y'all. When y'all look back at your life and see what God has done for y'all, you know you weren't supposed to be here. You know that you tried to take your own life. I can only speak for me. We have overcame a lot of obstacles in our lives, all because we are overcomers. We know how to overcome some things. We know how to, when the things get rough or you get some bad disease. I remember when I went into the doctor and I remember coming from Racine. I was working in Racine and I remember coming home and I remember that something sat on my bed and told me to go to the doctor. I remember listening to that voice and I went to the doctor and I remember that lady telling me that I needed to go to the hospital because the x-ray that they saw a spot. I remember then. I remember her coming back to tell me once they did the biopsy, once they did this, that it was cancer in my left kidney. See, I remember that. See, I don't forget about the things that brought me to become an overcomer. See, all obstacles, every pain, every lesson, everything that we went through, every failure we thought we was failing at, all that is obstacles that you're going to go through in order to get you through so you can remain to be an overcomer. I don't want nobody to know that I couldn't become an overcomer. I didn't want nobody to know that I couldn't stop using drugs. I wanted to know myself, could I get to the point of believing everything that the 12-step program told me. I wanted to see if that book was honest and open-minded. I wanted to know was this real. I wanted to live it. I wanted to study it. I wanted to bring it into my life and let me become that person it's talking about. It said it's a we thing, so I knew everybody was going to have to go through that in order to come from 1 to the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous. And guess what I found out? It told the truth. It did not lie. It didn't have a certain person. It didn't manipulate. It just kept it very real. It set you free. It kept you going. It kept you believing. It kept you want to do one more day at a time. And it kept you to where you are today. We are overcomers. Absolutely. We are overcomers. Because if we go back and look at our past, go back and visit. Don't stay in there though. I go back and visit my past all the time, but I don't stay in there. I don't get stuck in there because I don't like that. I didn't like where I was then, so I can't stay there. But I must revisit to let me know where I'm at today and what I went through to get through what I had to go through. And I remember going through, looking back in my past, and I remember when that doctor said, Renee, you got cancer. Clean. I'm like, what? You got cancer in the left kidney. We're going to have to remove it. I'm like, what? And immediately, the guy that's not my friend, the man that always manipulated and lied to me and this told me, look at you, how you feel now? How you feel, Renee? Out of all the stuff you've been clean, you stopped drinking, you stopped using, you stopped sleeping with other people's husbands, you stopped doing this, you stopped doing that, you started paying your bills, you started living the life that you sung about, you started getting your peace back, your joy back, and look at you now, look at you now, Renee. And a couple of tears fell. And I went outside. And I called my mama. And I was boo-hooing and crying. She said, baby, you know, my mother was something special. Baby, why you crying? He said, I gotta lose a kidney. But did he tell you you'll still live? That's just one part of your organ, Renee. I said, but Mama, Satan is telling me all this stuff. And he said, look at me now. He said, that's his job, baby. That's his job. To make you feel even worse. She said, now shake it off. Start thanking God for what you can't see or don't know. She said, shake it off. Cut my gospel music on. Gave God the praise. Because see, sometimes, you know, our body tells us something is wrong and we don't pay attention. But I knew my body something was wrong because when I was coming from Racine, I got dizzy a couple of times. I got dizzy and my body let me know something ain't right. Some people's, I'm just so glad, y'all. I'm so glad that I was clean, where I can pay attention to my body, where I knew what was going on. And don't think you won't feel special that you are an overcomer. People think it's easy when you're in love with somebody and they hurt you and they reject you and they break up with you or they leave you or they take your kindness for weakness and they think it's easy. Hey, get put in that situation and see. When your heart is all into it. Just see it. It might look easy because I made it look easy, but it wasn't easy. That's another rejection I got to go through. It's another hurt that I got to go through. That's another pain that I didn't like before, and now it's back in my life again, and I'm clean. Come on, Renee, I'm clean, and you put me through this clean. I'm an overcomer. I had to bring that back to me. Hey, Gertrude, I'm an overcomer. Overcomers don't quit. No matter what it look like. No matter what somebody told you. I just told you how that lady told me I couldn't bench a 400. And I did it. And she didn't. But I didn't make fun of her. I just told her, never say what a person can't do, or can't be, or can't live how they live. Hey, never say that. Boy, I benched that 400. And would never pick up another 400 bench in my life. But I picked it up. I worked hard, went to that place and worked and walked on the walk. I did some everything because you told me I couldn't. But I ain't doing that mess no more. Now, I'll tell you that right now. I'm not doing no more picking up no 400-pound bench on no. I'm not doing that. Because it took me 2 weeks to get over. My body was sore, Epsom salt, and everything else. Kids rubbing my leg, my feet. Hey, but I had to prove a point to me. I am an overcomer. Every day that you don't use, every day that you took that hurt and you didn't let it turn into hate, you are overcomer. Every day when you can get up and walk with your head up high because somebody thought they got you. Somebody thought they hurt you. Somebody played a game on you. Sometimes life is a game. It's a game that we have to play slowly. You know how you play checkers and you got to make a move, but you got to think. You got to think before you make that move because you don't want to make a move and get jumped. So you got to think. And I remember used to playing chess and I remember I would sit there for about 15 or 20 minutes because I didn't want to lose. Hear me, y'all. I didn't want to lose. Either I was going to die or I was going to die trying. Because I wasn't using no more. I hated that disease. I hated all the stuff that it done for me, all the joy it took from me, all the peace it took from me, all the insecurity about my own self, all the self-worth that I had lost, all the premeditated of thinking, holding on to hate, holding on to people that hurt me. I wasted so much energy into that. And I was never going to be an overcomer if I didn't learn how to overcome all that. I had to for me, not for you, but for me. I had to die trying. It had got that bad. I had to die trying because I know I wanted to live. I wanted to be an overcomer. I wanted to be where God can, whatever come into my life, every hurdle, every pain, every hurt. I wanted to know, could I do it? Did the 12-step lie to me? Did the 12-step program put some power in myself that I didn't even know I had? And I'm going to tell you the honest I got you. The 12-step program put so much strength and power in me that I can conquer anything. And that's how I know I'm an overcomer. I overcome a lot of obstacles. And a lot of y'all women, a lot of y'all men, y'all have overcome. Y'all don't give yourself enough credit. Y'all have to give yourself a credit every day. I go in the room, go in the shower, I get to singing. I get to saying, God, thank you, because I am an overcomer. I didn't pick back up. No matter what I went through. When I got cancer, I didn't pick up. You know, I didn't need no excuse to use. I could have used it, but I needed to continue to keep being an overcomer. Absolutely, I had to. Don't tell me I can't, because I can. I come too far to change. I ain't never going back. Because going back will defeat everything that I worked so hard for. It was some days I wanted to pick up. It was some days that I wanted to go take a drink. When my mama died, I told you Satan came after me. When my son died, I wanted to take a drink. I wanted to go isolate. I wanted to go get high. But what I did something different. I called my sponsor all the way in Mississippi. And I went outside and I screamed from the top of my Oh, did I scream and fall on my knees? I didn't know how I was going to make it. I was crying because now I got to show what I'm really, really working with. I can't go in here trying to falsify, trying to act like I'm not hurt. I can't go in here and act like I'm not feeling no pain. I got to feel this one. I got to feel everything in me to get through this and still come out to be an overcomer. I got to. When I think about all the times that I hurt myself, all the times when I wanted to take my life, all the times when I just couldn't get it right, all the times when you think about how you kept making yourself promises after promises after promises, spending all your bill money, can't pay for rent, now you homeless, letting your stuff walk out the door from the dope man, letting the dope man talk to you crazy any kind of way, and no, can't do it. I got to fight for something or die trying. And I did. I hate this disease. Because it is cunning. And it is powerful. And it is baffling. When you got to baffle back and forth, do you really want to drink or do you want to stay clean? Do you really want to live or do you want to die? Do you really want to keep playing Russian roulette with your life? Because it's so far, if you keep doing that, God will just take you on out. You don't play Russian roulette with a life that you didn't give yourself. God gave it all to you. I put my trust in no man. I tell my sister all the time. I see my sister getting hurt all the time. And I want to go off. I want to say something. But she still, she's a minister. And she still, no matter how bad she feel, or how they mistreat her, or put her in a certain part, but still can talk to her and laugh with her. But I want to go off. How you gonna say you somebody that you not when you mistreat somebody? I don't like it, y'all. I don't like it. I want to say something. I have to talk to God sometime I don't even go. My sister walk in there with a smile, come out with a smile, and hurt in between. I don't like it. What is it to gain the whole world and lose your soul? Say, God, you knew not to make me a minister. You knew. Because I run everybody out of there. You knew, God. You knew. God knew. He knew not to make me. He know people say, I saw a guy, he said, hey, you been preaching. No, I don't. I don't even carry that label. I just tell it like it is. If I get happy and get to jumping and moving, it's the God in me. But I ain't no preacher. I don't carry that title. Because he didn't give me that title. He gave me a gift to speak the truth. But I don't like it, y'all. I have to sit up there and I don't like it. So sometimes we have to remove ourselves. And I remove myself in a minute. When it's something I don't like. Because see, I know me. I know me, y'all. Some old parts of me I had to keep. For protection. But that's my sister. That's my sister. The only one I got. I said, God, you got to work on me. You got to work on me. I mean, God, come on now. You got to work on me. I'm an overcomer. I know I can overcome that, but you got to teach me how to deal with that. Said, keep on praying, Renee. Turn it over to me. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to you. But it's taking too long, God. I don't like how they do my sister. Don't like it. Because see, I go off about my sister. I'm an overcomer. But when we overcomers, we still got to listen and keep in mind, man, everybody else get up there but her. You think people can't see this. I want to remain an overcomer. I'm fighting, y'all. I'm fighting with just that one thing. Ain't nothing else bothering me. My life is good. Health is good. Our minds is good. Our thoughts is good. Our character is good. Our behaviors become good. But hey, that's my sister. And I don't like it. I don't like fake peoples or phony peoples. Because I was once fake and I was once phony, so I know it when I see it. Y'all pray for me on this one. That's my sister. That's my sister, y'all. Being an overcomer is the best gift you can ever have. Because you done went through all obstacles in your life. From the ugly to the worst to the bad. And somehow or another, we found a way to overcome all obstacles in our life. And I'm here to tell you, I hate this disease of an addiction. I hate the other diseases that I picked up. But guess what? The other addictions that I picked up a long way. But I promise you this, I worked through all of it. But there's one thing that still, some of my boastness, some of my protecting, I'm an overcomer though. I'm an overcomer. You are an overcomer. No matter what you say and how you say it, if you didn't use, if you didn't take a drink, if you start dealing with your other addictions that you've been dealing with, you are an overcomer. Long as you don't go back. And sometimes when we go back, it might take that last time. Like I hear people's lady told me a couple of weeks ago she used and I relapsed. I said that might be the last time you relapse. So come on in and stay clean this time. What you didn't do last time, how you lost focus last time, what you do to keep your focus this time, do it. Because that might be the last time you use. I thank God. I thank God. I'm still on here. Y'all know I've been, woo! We are overcomers. Don't hate no addict. Hate the disease. Because most peoples are good. Don't hate no addict. I hated myself for being an addict. But now I love myself because had I not been an addict, I would never know what it was to be an overcomer. So y'all, thank y'all, Gertrude, Karen, Robin, I love y'all, Cheryl, Courtney, the other ones that the names done went up. Thank you. Be proud of yourself. No matter what happens or how you feel, be proud of yourself that you looked at yourself and know what you had to change. And you got to look at yourself now and know what you need to change. You can't keep playing with Russian roulette. The heart can only take so much, and the mind is a terrible thing to waste. So God bless you. Do something nice and kind for someone today. Be an overcomer. No matter what happens in your life, you don't have to use. You don't have to do the things that you normally would do to deal with certain things. We are an overcomer. Anytime we don't use, anytime we don't pick up, anytime that we can go through a hurt or a pain or a rock or a storm and we don't pick up, we overcomers in all areas of our lives. So I thank y'all. God bless you. I think Sunday we are on step 4. And that's Sunday at 2:00. I love doing the steps. I'm ready for the steps. I had a high energy tonight. A lot of things was going on, but God gave me that we are overcomers because we done went through most addicts and most people with many addiction have become many things, but when you become an overcomer and don't do the things that you used to do, that's something to be proud of. I love you. Do something nice and kind for somebody. I see y'all again Sunday, if not Sunday, next Friday. But I thank you. I thank God for letting me heal myself tonight. It wasn't just about y'all. It was about me too. We only human. And we go through things. We go through feelings. We go through emotions. We feel. We can't drink. We can't use. We can't get out. So we have to feel everything on the raw. Y'all very blessed peoples. But you must know that for yourself. Continue to love one another and do right by another individual. Do right. When you do right by somebody else, God has already done right by you. So bless you. Stay safe. Got 2 more days for the week is out. And I appreciate y'all for letting me come into y'all, be a process for me. And me being a process for you. I hope you've learned something tonight. If I said one thing to help you along the journey, along the way, then I've done. You heard me? I've done a good deed for today. The message was beautiful, I must say for myself, because God gave it to me. So anything that he gives, it comes out naturally being powerful and wonderful. God bless. Talk to y'all later. It was good seeing everybody. Hi, Karen. Good seeing you, baby, too. Good night.